Hello, this is Dr. J here with Let's Play Advance Wars Days of Ruin, although technically we're playing the European version, Dark Conflict. This is a blind Let's Play. I've never played this game. If you're new to my channel, I'm playing this game as a follow-up from having played Advance Wars Reboot Camp blind. And I was so impressed by that game that it has made me really interested in the Advance Wars franchise. And based on what I've heard of Dual Strike and Days of Ruin, I decided that I just felt like doing Days of Ruin next. Because I thought some dark-themed post-apocalyptic Advance Wars sounded pretty interesting. I don't really know anything about it other than it's Advance Wars but darker, apparently. Okay, so the Earth got hit by meteors and 90% of humanity was destroyed. That's pretty dark and post-apocalyptic. Okay, I kind of trace how any life continues to exist if all traces of sunlight have been obscured, but we'll leave that be. Okay, so that's the intro, short and sweet. Alright, here's some groovin' intro screen music. Okay, so let's look through our options here. Okay, so that certainly sounds like what we're probably going to want to do is single DS play. We're not going to want to do multi-card. I am playing this on an emulator, unlike Reboot Camp, where I purchased the game and played it right off my Switch. This is emulated. Okay, we're not going to use that one. Alright, so we might check out the design room at some point because I'm a game maker myself and I love checking out things like map editors and such, but we're not going to dive straight into that. And we're not going to look at the records yet. Let's check out the options and see what's available. Alright, I think the volumes look okay. Checking my recording software. We'll leave battle animations on normal until such time as we decide we want to speed the game up, and then we'll turn them off on a case-by-case basis. Same for map animations. I think that we probably won't need the grid. I think it should be pretty obvious, the cell divisions without needing the grid, but let's remember this option is here if it turns out we need it. I don't know why there's a microphone test. I hope that this game doesn't have any sort of mandatory voice recording element, because emulating that kind of thing can be kind of a pain. So yeah, hopefully we don't actually need to use that. Alright. Let's dive into the story. Oh, is this the same intro we... Okay, it's the same intro we just saw. If I had known we'd get this, I wouldn't have watched it through the menu. But just in case, it is followed up by cutscening that we did not get in the menu version. I'm not going to skip it, even though we just saw it. Even though it kind of assumes that the DS screens are one on top of the other. Given that everybody uses widescreens these days, that's sort of like super suboptimal from a space usage perspective. So as you can clearly see for yourself, I have it laid out horizontally, because that'll be much better use of screen real estate. Chapter 1, Destroyed World. Oh, you waiting for me to hit a button? Okay, yes it was. Hello, Ed. So I'm made to understand that this takes place in a completely different universe from the other Advance Wars games, so we're not in Wars World anymore. Laurentian Military Academy. Okay, and there's a guy named Drakov. He's har-har-harring at us, so he's probably a bad guy. Nani? Bandits, is it? The ground is very pink looking. Okay, toggle between them with the R button. Or by tapping the icon. We'll tap as little as possible. Probably. I don't know. It seems to work. This emulator seems to work with the mouse for touchscreen, so I don't know. Maybe I'll make use of that. We'll see. Okay, select the best view for the conditions. Alright, so there's the zoomed out, there's the zoomed in. Alright, this looks like pretty typical controls. It's a turn-based strategy game. So I see now that it's a dude riding a bike. At first I thought it was some kind of horrid like pulsating blob, like a visceroid from Command and Conquer or something. It's a post-apocalyptic setting, you never know. Select end turn from the menu to finish your forces. Oh wow, look at this. We get the British English spelling. Maneuvers. Alright, so our objective is to wipe out all enemy units. Oh, reinforcements. Hey, O'Brien. And Lynn. Do it. Okay, I thought you were the main character, Ed, and I still have the feeling you're probably the main character, but I wasn't expecting you to just run away in the opening battle. Well, you know, soldiers turning to banditry isn't exactly an uncommon thing. Yeah, especially when you're in a situation like a destroyed world and that kind of thing. Drakov kind of has a point. I mean, you know, he's being unnecessarily evil about it. Alright. Again, I'm kind of with Drakov on the where's your pride thing, but I'm definitely with O'Brien on the hey, maybe don't murder and steal from people thing. Yeah, exactly. Your pride is human beings. Let's do it. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so these are familiar units. A tank, or as I call it, a light tank to distinguish it from the medium. And a recon. Now the bike is new. I don't know if maybe they were introduced in Dual Strike. Anything that was introduced in Dual Strike, I'm not going to know about because I'm temporarily skipping Dual Strike. I do plan to do it at some point, but I'm temporarily skipping it and going straight to Days of Ruin. So, well, like I said, anything introduced in Dual Strike, I'm not going to know about. But the recons and the tanks, obviously, we know about. No! Alright, good job, troops. And we have a recon of our own. Might as well move it in. The enemies are so hurt that I'm not even worried about them attacking us. Is there a button for cycling through my units? I do not know. experimenting with the controls a bit here. Okay. Alright, yeah, the AI knows that it's hopeless. It didn't even bother attacking. Okay, yep, that all seems pretty similar to the Advance Wars that I'm familiar with from Reboot Camp. Nice sort of troops. Alright, yep. Different move costs. And I assume different defensive characteristics. Oh, this is new. There's a veterancy system. Okay. We'll have to keep that in mind. As not something that we had to think about in Reboot Camp. Alright, I assume the motorbike is probably marginally better against our tanks. Let's destroy it first. And when I said marginally, I meant marginally. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the heads up. We'll use that if we need it. Hopefully we won't need it on Mission 1. That would be a bad sign. It looks like we don't get the extremely charming CO expressions in battle, which is a shame, because those were fantastic. But I guess it's not surprising if we're going for a much more serious tone. Get out of here, Drakov. Alright, well done to us. Apparently you can now get points over 300. Pretty sure 300 was the max in Reboot Camp. Darn tootin'. O'Brien. Alright, we get a pretty detailed breakdown of how the battle went. Cool, cool. So the meteor struck very recently. This is a very recent development. So it's not like this takes place generations after the world got destroyed. As we can see, although it is a much more serious game, it does not shy away from still having a very anime art style, as evidenced by Ed here. That's fine with me. I don't mind anime art style. And that's kind of a broad term anyway. There's actually a lot of different sort of anime art styles, and there are some I like and some I don't so much. This one seems perfectly fine. Kind of tilts a little more to the pseudo-realistic style. And I like that. And that's pretty anime. Jokes about people's growling stomachs. Alright, well, first tutorial mission done. We might as well make a save. And just to make sure, I will probably also make a save state when the time comes. I won't abuse those for the purposes of this playthrough. I'll just sort of use them as another layer of the data integrity protection by keeping a save state as well as the game's normal save. Let's move on to mission 2. One life. Yeah, I mean, it would be kind of traumatizing if the world got bombarded by meteors and turned into a post-apocalyptic hellhole. That is very true. Supposedly that would happen. I have no particular reason to doubt it. Hopefully I'll never have hopefully I'll never find out for myself whether that would happen or not. Well, you see, that's the thing, O'Brien, is if the sunlight is blocked for long enough, there won't be life anymore. I guess it does look like some diffuse light is kind of getting through the clouds. So I guess a little bit of plant life could survive. Yeah, you kind of have to hold out faith that things will get better after an event like that if you want to carry on. I don't know, O'Brien. Ed looks like main character material to me. He's going to end up saving the world or something. Wow, that is a very serious, incredible-looking soldier type. It's interesting contrasting that with the Reboot Camp soldier designs, just so cartoony. The ground is so pink. I'd have thought it would. Excuse me. Blah, blah. I would have thought they would have gone for more of a brown kind of palette. Looks almost fleshy. It's weird. Or like Mars red a little bit. Mech gun. Oh, yeah, this pretty much just looks like an artillery. Not sure why it's suddenly being called a mech gun. What a strange thing to call it. Okay, so they say block with the tank and attack with the... I'm just going to call this an artillery. Oh, well, that's a problem. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much like Reboot Camp, so nothing new there. No. Okay, Sounds good. Alright, so what kind of range have you got? Alright, it needs to move closer. Yep, that pretty much seems identical to how it works in Reboot Camp. Let's put you here for maximum coverage then. I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do with our infantry here. Not a whole lot, it seems, but well, we can attack this infantry, so let's go ahead and do it. Well done, troops. Alright, I think that's it. Well, this is some rockin' music, isn't it? I can see why this was polarizing if you're a player who just really liked the bright, cheerful, cartoony feel of the original Advance Wars games and really preferred that. This would be kind of a shock. In my case, I don't necessarily prefer one over the other in terms of tone. They each have their advantages and drawbacks. Someone needs our help, huh? So does that mean we should send an infantry there? Oh, is she going to be the key to saving the world or something? That's often how this works. You definitely look like you could be a Girl of Destiny type. Dade. My name is Ed. Oh, you have amnesia. Chances that you're the Girl of Destiny rising rapidly. And also possibly Ed's love interest. Alright, well, pleased to meet you, Amnesiac Girl. As Ed said, buckle up, because the world kinda sucks in this rendition of Advance Wars. Well, you have encyclopedic knowledge. Laurentian Zephyrus. So this isn't Earth, then. It is some kind of fictional world. Maybe she's actually a military otaku. Maybe that's what she's forgotten. Yep. We're all well acquainted with that mechanic. We're also well acquainted with the fact that we're going to want to blow up the enemy tank with our artillery. Because it's going to have an advantage over ours, since ours is out of ammo for its primary weapon. Excellent. Let's see. You're down to 6. How would you fare? Oh, if you can't attack from the mountains, you'd probably fare pretty poorly. Maybe you should just stay there. You don't seem critical to this battle anyway. Yep. Yep, alright. Another mechanic we're well acquainted with. How much damage would you do? 7%. Let's try it. Okay, perfect. Now our big guns are artillery. We don't have to waste it on a unit with 1 hit point left. Blow those bikes to smithereens. Nice. It's over. Okay, so reading its description there on the left, the motorbike is basically treated as an infantry unit, except faster. That kind of makes sense that they would introduce something like that, because all the infantry units in Reboot Camp are very slow. So having sort of a mechanized infantry unit that moves faster is a useful addition. Drakov, this is not very rational. Maybe you should stop fighting the military forces and go try to bandit somewhere else. We got an S rank again. Look at us go. Well, we got a probable girl of destiny, sir. That's good. She may be the key to saving the world. You never know. We need to give her a name. I was going to suggest calling her whatever the acronym Girl of Destiny comes out to, but then I realized it comes out to God, and we probably don't want to inflate her head quite that much. I'm sure we'll be finding out much more about Girl of Destiny. Okay, well, that's 2 missions down. Let's go ahead and overwrite our save. Kind of throws me that it says continue there. It's not what I would expect from a save slot. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and make a save state now as well. Again, I'm not going to abuse these to, you know, like make save states in the middle of battle and that kind of thing, because that would be lame and not intended in the original game. But just for the sake of kind of having a backup is what we'll use it for. I think I'm going to call it there for the first episode. So, first impression is pretty positive, pretty favorable. As advertised, it's Advance Wars gameplay, but with a much darker atmosphere, a much more serious atmosphere. Again, in my opinion, that's not better or worse, it's just different. So how this compares to Reboot Camp is pretty much going to end up being the quality of the mission designs and the gameplay and how the story develops and how the characters develop. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of this. It's made a pretty good first impression on me. So, next episode, we'll move on to Mission 3. I'll see you then.